Hello, friends, and welcome to Pediatric Flow. I'm Jolene, a doctor-prepared, dual-board certified pediatric nurse practitioner, and I'm so glad you're here. As I look back on 2025, I'm mindful of where we have been and how those experiences shape what comes next. But we were never meant to live in the rearview mirror. We're meant to remember and then turn our eyes forward. And for anyone who's entering this new year of 2026 feeling tired, hurting, or unsure, you don't have to rush the healing. Because hope doesn't ask us to forget what we've carried. It simply reminds us that light can still meet us where we stand. I believe that there is a kind of beauty returning, one made of light, wonder, and hope. And I believe 2026 carries it with us. I believe it's still possible to believe, still possible to dream, and still possible to feel joy without guilt. Still possible to be gentle in a world that asks us to be hard. So even when things feel heavy, know that light hasn't gone anywhere. It may be quieter now, softer, but it's still there. What people need most right now isn't answers. It isn't another plan or a list or a set of expectations. What people need now is permission to hope again. Permission to believe that goodness still exists, that compassion still matters, and that our humanity hasn't been lost, even when it feels fragile. This podcast was never meant to be loud. It was never meant to rush or perform or impress. It's meant to be a place of presence, a place where we could talk about caring for children and caring for one another, where education lives alongside empathy, and where leadership includes gentleness, where strength doesn't require hardness. My faith has always been a quiet foundation in my life, not something I use to explain everything in life, but something that steadies us when the world feels uncertain. It reminds me that light still shows up, often softly, often unexpectedly, but always faithfully. It reminds us that we are not alone in this world, that healing doesn't have to be loud, that goodness can return in small, faithful ways. I still believe in a world where compassion leads, where children are protected and valued, where caregivers are seen, where kindness is not a weakness, and where connection can change the trajectory of a life. And I want to say this gently, especially to those who care deeply, lead quietly, and carry more than most people realize. You're not carrying a burden to prove anything. You're not responsible for outcomes. You're simply being faithful to your values: compassion, courage, and light. And when something you offer, a word, a presence, a moment, helps someone breathe easier, for even a moment, then that's enough. Let this moment encourage you, not define you. Let it strengthen you and not demand more of you. You are allowed to show up as you are, tired, hopeful, healing, still becoming. You're doing meaningful work in a way that honors both your faith and the humanity of others. And that balance is rare. And it's beautiful. Just keep showing up as you are, because that's where the light comes through. And if you're tired, or if you're grieving, if you're searching for light, if you're trying to remember who you are beneath everything you carry, or if you're in a season of joy or celebration, wherever you are in your life's journey, you are welcome here. May this episode be a gentle place for anyone who needs rest, reassurance, or renewal. And as we step into this new year of 2026 together, may you remember that hope is not naive. It's an act of courage. This is a year for remembering wonder, for protecting joy, for choosing light again and again and again. And if you need a place that reminds you of those things, you are welcome here. May this year meet you with gentleness. May it restore what has been worn thin. And may it remind you that believing is still brave. Thank you for being here. And remember, the world needs your compassion, your courage, and your light. And as always, until next time, keep shining.